Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you are doing really well in this very moment and that you are recognizing the magic in every moment. Did you know that every day that you stay on the spiritual path, your chakras are opening more and more? The more you clear out all of the stuff from your past lives, you atone for things in your Akashic records, meaning you forgive yourself and you forgive others for other lifetimes and pains that you caused or pains that people caused you. And everything that you do meditation-wise or anything that you do that's in the path of light helps you in your ascension, helps you open up your chakras, and gets you that much closer to being an ascended master of light. And maybe you're not where you want to strive for that just yet. Maybe you're just trying to get on the spiritual path and you're trying to understand this stuff. And that's okay too. If you're newly awakened, that's more than okay. Just keep on keeping on, as they say. The other day I mentioned that I was impressed with the Mind Valley blog as far as what they said about the 12th chakra. And even though the one paragraph they had on their website was correct, there's something I need to retract is that it wasn't that one that was super extensive and impressive. It was actually divinitymagazine.com. So I wanted to go ahead and make that correction because that was the article. I went back and looked because I'd bookmarked it. And I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the one. It was Divinity Magazine. So far, they haven't disappointed me, that website, as far as giving out real and true and correct spiritual information. So I might end up trying to write for them, actually, because I'm so impressed with their magazine. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Okay. Last night's show, man, it kept me up all night thinking about that spiritual fluid. And it made me think of something else. And what I mean is, if you didn't listen to the show, I read the first 2 chapters in a book that was written by Allan Kardec, which was his name in his druidic life. And when he wrote it, his name was actually Hippolyte Léon Réveil. I don't know how to say it, but he was from France and he wrote and published this book in 1857. But he was talking about, well, the spirits, because he went to a bunch of psychic mediums and got all the same answers from all of them. He asked every single one of them the same question, series of questions, and the fact that they all 4 had the same exact answers as what he was asking, and they didn't know each other. He came out with this book, and it just spread like wildfire around the world, and because it was such a remarkable, and I started reading this to you guys last night, and I'm just as impressed as if I had been living 162 years ago and read it then. I mean, the information, a lot of it we already knew, but there's a lot of stuff we didn't really know. And so I was thinking about this. So he mentions a spiritual fluid, or the spirits mentioned to him, the spiritual fluid, that it's beyond our physical senses, but it exists everywhere in the universe. And I did read to you The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, which is about 100 years old. And he said there is a thinking substance, a formless substance that exists. And when you impress upon this formless substance a thought of what you wish to have, you start the process and you start the motion of the universe to bring that thing that which you thought about to be created and brought to you through this formless substance. And I was thinking and thinking and thinking about it. I didn't go to bed till like 6 a.m. In fact, I stood in front of the sun when it first appeared in the sky this morning for a few minutes to get my vitamin D before I went to bed. So I was thinking about this all night long. And there's a book by Atkinson, William Atkinson, also mentioned the substance. And then I started thinking that, what is this what we call energy when we send Reiki to somebody? Is this energy? And I asked God, and God said that it is the substance from which energy is created, but energy is a little bit of a change from the substance, the liquid, the spiritual fluid. I don't know, guys. This is just, it's like driving me crazy. It's like I'm going to be thinking about this for quite some time. It really got me into a frenzy of sorts, just like when I did the chakra one the night before about the 9th through 12th chakras, and I'm still thinking about it. I asked my higher guidance today, and I was given the answer that my 12th chakra is like 6% open. You could do that when you use muscle testing. You can find out how many of your chakras are open. You can use a pendulum. Pretty interesting stuff, though, for real. Anyway, it's just been driving me crazy. Like, it's like suddenly my inner world is like opening up in a new way, and the spiritual stuff is deepening. The process is quickening, and I'm loving every moment of it. It's pretty cool. I hope it's happening for you. I hope listening to me and all the things that I teach and the things that I read and things that I research and put out there, I'm hoping that it's doing the same thing for you. I'm hoping that you're getting a lot out of it. And the more that you go along after you've heard something, it might just knock you between the eyes, like in a month or 2 months or a year from now, you go, oh, and you're going to start putting things together that you haven't put together yet, and I know it's going to happen for me too. So I'm glad we're on this journey together. It's pretty cool. So a couple people who I am in conversation with who found me through the show are going through similar things. One's a man, one's a woman. And they have been hurt recently by people who, well, one for sure is a narcissist. I think the other one is a narcissist. And I want to remind you guys, if you have not listened to the narcissist episodes back in February, since it's the month in which we have Valentine's Day and the month of love, shortest month of the year. It's Black History Month and Month of Love. Why are those two things in the shortest month of the year? That's what I want to know. But February, Valentine's Day is the 14th. So in honor of Saint Valentine, I did 4 episodes that will help you determine whether or not you're in a relationship with a sociopath, psychopath, or a narcissist, and what to do to get out of it. And I think I talked about what to do to get out of it. I also talked about setting personal boundaries. And that one was on February 27th. It was the last episode that I did for the month of February. So, and it's every 7 days. I did it like once a week. It was a series on love, and they're all standalone episodes. But if you go back, if you're having issues in this area, I wanted to bring it up because you need to know. And if you already listened to it, but it was a long time ago, you might want to listen to it again. Because I don't want to see people get hurt. You need to know if you're about to get in bed with or in a relationship with somebody who is going to hurt you in the long run. They're going to tell you right away. I mean, it could be within the first 2 or 3 days of knowing them. The red flags will start cropping up. But if you don't know to look for those red flags, you don't know what they are, you might be colorblind to the flags. You don't know that they're red. You know, if you don't know what you don't know, right? But if you know, then you can spot it a mile away and you can nip it in the bud and you can just say, oh, whatever, dude. You know, if you meet somebody and they act like they want to go on a date with you and they say, I'll give you a call sometime, and then that call comes at 3:00 in the morning, you know it's a booty call. They're disrespecting your time boundaries. Then they ask you to come over to their house when you've never met them in public yet. Those are 3 red flags right there. Asking you out at the last minute disrespects your ability to choose and your ability to realize that you do need advanced warning, right? If you're going to make a plan with somebody or they try to make a plan with you, you deserve 2 or 3 days to get ready and prepare yourself and your schedule for said date. Maybe you need to buy a new pair of shoes, or, you know, maybe you needed to get your hair cut before that happens, or whatever it is. You know, but if somebody asks you to go to bed with them, have sex with them, like almost right away, that's a red flag. If they say that they have feelings for you and they love you the first week, that's a red flag. If they call you at 3:00 in the morning and they know you're sleeping and they know you have to get up and go to work in the morning, that right there should be the deal breaker. Sorry. Delete and block them, move on. It should be that simple. I mean, if they have an emergency and you've known them for months and they call you at 3 a.m. crying because they were just mugged or something, then that's okay. You know, if you want to answer the phone, you can. If you want to be up there, being up in the middle of the night helping them, that's okay. But if someone is like doing this repeatedly, it's an absolute violation. So I want you guys to go back. Please go back, get a notebook, get a pen, and write notes from that episode. And go through all 4 of the episodes I had. It was like on the 27th of February, the 20th of February, the 15th of February, or no, maybe the 13th of February, and then the 6th of February. I did something about relationships on those days. So when you're scrolling, you know, through Spotify or iTunes or whatever, or Castbox, whatever, go ahead and, you know, look for them. It's like I'm encouraging you guys to do this, especially if you're single and you're looking for love, especially if you're an introvert and you're not really up on the social niceties or politeness, or if you've been single for a long time and you kind of forgot some of this stuff. You know, like I was married for a long time and I've been single for 9 years. I was married 13 years and single for 9 years. And, you know, like I'll go for a year without a date sometimes just because I'm so focused on my children and my own writing and all the things that I do. And, you know, like I think I had 1 date this year. It was in April. You know, it's like, yeah, but someone I'd been talking to for 6 months without ever meeting first, like I literally spent, and that's extreme. I know I'm extreme with this. I'm just a Virgo, I want to be thorough. I want to know somebody over the internet first, over WhatsApp first. If they repeatedly call me at 2 a.m. and I have to turn off notifications for them because it's a problem, then I know not to meet them, There's one guy that I talked to for several months, and then he came here on vacation, and on our date, he said he had no money and could I buy him dinner, and then asked if he could stay at my house. And I was just like, dude, no, And then he went back to his country, and then he came back, and he said, can I stay at your house? Because I moved back, but I have a place to live. And I was just like, no, like, what the hell? Like, I don't need a mooch, man. I don't need that in my life. Even though the date went, besides the fact that I'm paying for him, the date did go really well. And he's a lovely person. He's educated and very sweet. It's just that he doesn't have money boundaries. It's weird. It's like when people don't have boundaries, and they're going to easily cross yours because you have a big, sweet heart and you're willing to help other people out. And you understand that there's problems that people have and situations and issues that people go through. But yeah, it comes a point where you have to kind of put your foot down. And when people start crossing too many lines with you, if they cross one line, it's over. Sorry, buddy. Like, I don't have anything against poor men. I just don't want to be in a relationship with a man who's trying to constantly take my money. I don't have that much to begin with. Why would I want to be in that situation? I would prefer to be with somebody who has a lot of money. Not because I'm a gold digger, because I'm not. I don't want to take his money. But I don't want him to take my money. I prefer an equal partnership, where people are having their boundaries set before they get involved in the relationship. And I encourage you to do the same, Because if you pull in somebody into your life and you're constantly paying for them in the beginning, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. And whether they're a man or a woman doesn't matter. But if you're constantly paying for somebody's life and then you break up, they're going to resent you in a lot more ways than just the relationship ending. And retaliation happens, and it gets really, really, really nasty. And if you take care of someone constantly, you're going to grow to resent that. Even though in the beginning you think it's fine, but it's not really, It's not really. People should pull their own weight to the extent that they can. If you have an agreement, one of you is going to stay home with the kids while the other one works, and that's an agreement, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, not at all. If you want to be a house husband or a housewife or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you're both in equal agreement. But you also have to be willing to work as well, because what if your spouse or partner loses their job or gets sick and can't work, So you have to be willing to do both things, But, that's a huge boundary, like the time and money. Or if one person is going to 100% control the money and they don't want you to work because they want that over on you, you got to see that stuff coming a mile away. So please, please, please go back and listen to the boundaries episode. I literally had to send it to like 3 people this past week, a link to it, because it's really bad, that people get into these situations and then they're just like feeling that they're not worthy of love and they're never going to find love and they're doomed to die alone. They're going to be, alone forever. And I've fallen into that trap in the past. And now I realize that my standards are extremely high. I want a high quality person. And it's not like I'm going to lower my standards out of loneliness and allow another narcissist to take advantage of me. You know, the last guy that I had kind of a little bit of a relationship, it was kind of starting, and then he left. He went to move to another city because he wanted to go live in the middle of nowhere. Again. He bought all this expensive camping equipment. He's like, I'm going to go camping. I'm like, how long? He was like, I don't know, 5-6 months, maybe a year, maybe forever. I have no idea. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. But there's squatters' laws here, so I think he's going to try to squat on this land, and eventually in 7 years, the government will give him, or 15 years, it's 15 years, the government will give him that land. And it'll be his land that he didn't have to pay for. But since he's living on it and he's not being kicked off, he can own it after 15 years. And the guy who owns the land is allowing it. But I don't think the guy who's allowing it is even aware of those laws. I always look into laws, man. I look into laws. I almost should have been a lawyer because I'm a Virgo, and I always want to know what's legal, what's not legal, what's real, what's not real. But I don't know. I want you guys to be safe, and I want you to be healthy emotionally and mentally, as well as, you know, obviously spiritually and physically. And it's important, you know, it's important. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who is willing to take advantage of you by keeping you up all night with BS that they could have dealt with during the day, or they're willing to prevent you from making money or wanting you to make money and encouraging that so they could take your money away from you or take advantage of you raising them like a child. You know, what are some of the other boundaries? If they ask you to do intimate things that you're not willing to do, like, for example, if they want you to watch pornography and you're not interested in that, or they want you to do an orgy or a threesome, and you thought that you had a nice, loving, beautiful relationship in which two people can share, and now they're trying to add other people into the relationship, there's a red flag. You know, or if they just automatically, you know, say you're living together and they decide they're going to go ahead and move their dad or their mom into the house without asking you, they're telling you, all that is a big red flag. You know, anything that they do to try to control you, there's something wrong, you know. And a lot of you who are listening you are absolutely good people. You're empathic. A lot of you are empaths, and you just have such a big heart that you're willing to put up with some things and look the other way on some things. And I'm here to tell you, I want you to be aware of what you're looking the other way on. I want you to turn your head back in the correct direction and look at this stuff. It's so important. It's so, so important. You know, there's been a lot of breakup energy in the past couple weeks. A lot of breakup energy. I know a few people right now, they're in the process of trying to break it off with their partners. I know a couple people who were dumped this week, and I know some people that did the dumping. And I dumped my account manager. Well, it was his idea to leave after I turned him into the company for harassing me. You know, they were like, well, why are you insulting this guy that's your account manager? He's doing a good job for you. You know, and I'm like, that's not the issue. The issue is that he's calling me at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, when I have explicitly stated, A, don't call me, B, don't contact me. No contact during the hours of 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. No contact. If you guys want to send me an email, that's okay. You know, I'm okay with people sending me emails, you know, or even contacting me on Messenger because it doesn't ding my phone. You know, I could turn off my notifications, but if someone has me on WhatsApp and they call me, my phone will ring with or without notifications turned off. You know, and it disrupts my sleep, and then I can't get back to sleep. I have insomnia, so then I'll just be up another 2 or 3, 4 hours, and it's starting to affect my health. And I literally cannot put up with that anymore. I've had to complain to the company twice, and even today, I told him, don't call me ever again. And today he called me a couple times. Today he was harassing me. He's no longer my account manager. He's still contacting me about my account. You know, it's like, that's harassment. That's literally, I could sue him. I could sue him and ask him to cease and desist and do a restraining order, even though he's in another country. He's still calling me. It's still reaching me. And I have proof. I mean, I could put him in jail. That's like 6 months in jail. It's no joke, you know? So if somebody does this to you, it's illegal, you know? They're literally breaking the law to make you feel emotionally uncomfortable on purpose, causing you mental and emotional distress. And that's it. And it's a boundary. It's a time boundary, and it's a mental boundary. And it's not, I don't think that, I'm not putting up with it. And I know you guys shouldn't either. No one should have to put up with that. Especially if someone has been told, they've been warned. You know, I mean, unless this person is suffering from a mental disorder like Alzheimer's disease, they should pretty much freaking remember from day to day what you've explicitly asked them not to do. So if this is the kind of thing you're going through, one of these things, you know, especially if someone's if they're hitting you or they've gotten rough with you, or they've gotten rough with your kids, or if they've said things verbally abusing you, it has something to do with they're going to hurt your pet or your child, or, you know, your mother or you. If you do this, I'll do that. And they've threatened physical violence as a retaliation for some erroneous thing that really has no consequence. It's time to get the hell away. You know, thank God I'm not aware of anyone going through a physical thing right now, but I do know some of you have told me that you know people going through this. You know, so please tell people about the show, about those episodes specifically, if you know somebody who's going through this stuff. Because, you know, a narcissistic relationship with a narcissist, you know, at first it's just like annoying, and then it comes to a point where they're like trying to control you and you don't let them. But then suddenly, little by little, they'll chip away at your ego or at your self-esteem and your self-worth. And little by little, it gets to a point where they will take advantage of you. The day that you're down will be the day that they do it. The day that your best friend dies or your mother dies, or the day you find out that your ex has cancer or something. It'll be one of those it would be some horrible thing will happen just because it was going to happen anyway. And then this person will use that day to go in for the kill. They'll make you doubt yourself, and they'll make you feel like you're going crazy. They might even break up with you, but then they'll contact their ex and get you guys into a triangulation. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm going back with my ex now. He said he's sorry. She said she'll never do it again. Whatever. Or they will like publicly be out with someone who has more money than you, looks better than you, or is more famous or more popular or more whatever than you. And they'll do it to shame you, make you feel more bad about who you are. Anyone who cheats on you, probably a narcissist. They're probably a narcissist. So I don't think that, I think that it's absolute, I don't think that you should put these people in your minds as important anymore. If they treat you like this, kick them to the curb, baby. You don't need them. And they frankly don't love you if they treat you like that. They don't love you. It's very important to know that. It's very important to know that. Life is too short to live with people who don't love you. To even deal with them, to even be anywhere near them. It's just too short. You know, it's imperative that you don't make somebody a priority when you're not even a second thought to them. Don't make anybody a priority in your life who isn't willing to give you a second thought in theirs. You know, don't include plans for somebody. Don't set up your whole life in relationship to who they are when they don't even include you in their day-to-day life or plans. You know, and I've made that mistake just as much as any of you have. I mean, I tell myself as much as I tell you guys, because this is really important stuff, you know? And it can break you. It can break you if you allow it. But one of my favorite memes says, you know, most women start off as angels, and sometimes our wings get broken by bad people. But that's okay. We pick up our broomsticks and we start to fly anyway. Because, you know, we're flexible like that. You know, a lot of us have been hurt. Most of us have been hurt. But if we've been hurt by someone who just didn't even love us at all and lied about it, and it's happened to me repeatedly, it was a pattern, and I freaking stopped it. Thank you, God. Freaking stopped it. I'm so grateful that I got this information. So please, if you know someone going through this, or if it's you yourself going through this, I would really love to hear about it. Write me at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com and tell me how those episodes have helped you. Go listen to the episodes, take your notes, put them into play. When you have your boundary list playbook and you read it every freaking day until you have it memorized, you're not going to let those people pass your fortress that you've set up for yourself. Remember Sleeping Beauty, she slept, and all the people in the kingdom slept for 100 years in the story, and there was briar bushes all around. And her name was Briar Rose. Sleeping Beauty's real name is Briar Rose. And to get to the rose, you have to climb over the briar patch. You might get entangled and ensnared in it if you're not worthy, and you'll die there, right? If you're like the narcissist trying to get in. And if that briar patch is all around your kingdom, the narcissists, the psychopaths, the sociopaths, they're going to get trapped outside. The one true person with the good heart is the one that's going to come past that briar patch. It's just the way it's like, that's such a good story and such a good metaphor for what so many people today in the modern era are going through. You know, in a world in which selfies and Instagram models and influencers and all of this, it's making the narcissistic people who are already narcissistic are making them worse, right? And some of you have, you know, that my son is a model on Instagram. You know, he's trying to make a name for himself because he wants to influence people in a positive way, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not knocking that as a way to make money or as a profession or whatever. But I am saying that the way that society is set up right now, it's creating more narcissists, and it's creating bigger monsters out of the narcissists that already existed. You know, it's just, you know, it is what it is. And then when the president of our country of my country is that way also, and it's almost like emboldening. It's emboldening. Is that a word? It is now. It's making people who are already narcissists stand up and go, yeah, I'm a narcissist. So what? You know, what I say goes. So what? You know, and it's creating this megalomaniac, you know, super powerful narcissistic syndrome. It's making it worse, I think. It's feeding into it. So you need to have your fortress. You got to have your walls up. No one's going to get past those boundaries unless they are of pure heart and mind and soul, and they respect your body, your mind, your wallet, your time, your profession. I mean, what if no one goes past any of your boundaries, but you're an artist and they never even look? They can't be bothered to turn their head to look at your art. Do you really want, do you really want somebody who doesn't know anything about what you do? I don't care what you do, baby. I just want to be with you. That's not true. It's not genuine or real. I've had people say it about me. I don't care about what you write. I don't care. I'm not going to read it. I've had people say they're genuinely interested in me, and 6 months later, they still haven't heard one episode of my show. Whether they agree with what I'm saying or not, or believe in it or not, that's not the issue. They should have at least listened to one show and just say, hey, I don't agree with what you say. I was raised with different beliefs, but you know what? I like your format. I like your music. Like there could be some kind of give and take. But when people hear they have a radio show and they're not willing to listen to it, I'm not willing to continue conversating with them. You know what I mean? So it's just food for thought. I'm hurting when my friends are hurting, and I love you guys, and I want to make sure that you become strong and bold and a warrior of the light, You don't have to be mean about it, but if someone breaks a boundary, you are under no obligation to continue conversating with them. Block them, delete them, whatever. You don't have to even have a conversation about, hey, dude, you broke my boundary, because you know what? They should have known better in the beginning. They can figure it out on their own. You do not owe anyone an explanation, ever. Period. Anyway, so we're done with that, and on to the next conversation. Today is my dear friend Peter's birthday, so Peter Luigi, I wanted to tell you happy birthday. I love you, buddy. I know you're not going to hear this today because you're busy, but I know that you are going to definitely hear it. So at some point, I'll probably get a WhatsApp message like in 3 months. Oh my God. But I want to make sure today is the 17th of September, and today is your birthday. Bam, 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 bam. They say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. Okay, it's not my birthday, but we're Virgos, so you're one of my Virgo buddies. And so is Joy, another one of my Virgo buddies, and I've got a lot of you guys. I know this show appeals to Virgos because, yay, I don't know. Does your heart just light up when I talk about making lists? Oh my God. All right. So, yeah, I know, Peter, you're going through a hard time. Peter's mama died, and he lived with his mama and took care of her, and she died on his birthday a year ago today. And so rest in peace, mama. I loved her too. And, I think it's all going to be okay, though. Everything's going to be all right. It takes a long time to get over the death of a mom, and even father and grandparents, at least for me and all my parents, except for out of my 6 parents God gave me, 2 are still alive, and they don't talk to me. I think one decided to stop talking to me when my mom died because he was my stepfather, and I feel like maybe he just decided. Sometimes he likes my stuff on Instagram or Facebook, but I don't ever really get a, hey, how are you? And again, even if it's someone that you're related to, do not prioritize somebody who doesn't have a second thought for you. I've reached out to, I have 2 stepfathers. I've reached out to them. I have, and then my birth father got mad at me like God 8 years ago and never looked back. He's never tried to hunt me down or look at me or look me up, and he's not making me a priority. So I know where I stand there, that I'm not important to him. So it is what it is, you know? So I accept it, accept him for who he is, and I love them all still, but doesn't mean I need to prioritize them because I have other crap to do. There's other people that care about me and love me, and those are the people that I focus on, and most of those people are you guys. So thank you for being in my life, and I'm here for you. Anyway, let's go for it, baby. Disclosurenews.it today. Oh, before I forget, we are 97 today on the Ascension Symptom Scale. I don't want to get away with missing that one again. So we're 97. Came down from yesterday. We've been at 99 for several days, so we'll see what's going on. All right. Schumann Resonance today from Italy. They only have one report. It was a 14:30 UTC time report. They say the activity remained in a calm condition until midnight when slight movements began. Suddenly at 6:30 and 7, 2 peaks occurred, the first at 30 hertz, the second at 38 hertz. And these were followed by further calm until a 38 hertz movement at 13:45. So there it is. Now let's go to our Around the World report. Oh my God. Oh, you guys. Oh. Okay. I'm going to go to Honolulu, South Africa first. Okay. Breaking my own scientific protocol here, but oh my God, you guys. Yesterday night at 11 p.m., it was at 0. Okay? But it went from 0 up. By 3 o'clock yesterday, Honolulu is at 19. So let's skip ahead because it just keeps climbing. Oh my God, right now. Okay, at midnight, Honolulu, South Africa was at 89. I mean, from August 22nd all the way until yesterday, they were a flat line at 0. What does this mean? I don't even know what this means. But at midnight, they were at 89 hertz frequency, and by 4 a.m., Honolulu, South Africa was at 101. I'm glad they're okay. They're back online anyway. I don't know if their equipment was down. I don't know what happened, but they're back on the damn chart. That's what I like to see. 101 hertz frequency in Honolulu at 4 a.m. All right, let's go back to our normal people that we talk about in the normal order, normal protocol. California started off at 103 hertz frequency at midnight, went up to 106 by 4 a.m. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in the town of Hofuf, they started off at 79 hertz frequency at midnight, and they went down to 76 by 4 a.m. Lithuania saw a high number today at 140 at midnight, and then went down to 133. There's another massive number, 33. I've been seeing that one quite a bit. 133 at 4 a.m. In Alberta, Canada, they were down. They've come down quite a bit. They're down to 156 hertz frequency at midnight, and they went down to 155. Again, another massive number with 55 at 4 a.m. So 155 hertz frequency at 4 a.m. Northland, New Zealand started off at 86 at midnight, and by 4 a.m. they were down to 78 hertz frequency. And that is your Schumann Resonance report for today. Going over to the Foundation for Inner Peace at acim.org, otherwise known as A Course in Miracles.org. You can take these lessons for free and read all the books for free online on their website, or you can download an app, and that's always good. But wanted to at least give you a little bit of the high vibrational energy that is these lessons. So today we're on lesson 99. Can you believe it? Already at 99. And this is what it has to say for itself. Salvation is my only function here. Salvation is my only function here. Salvation is my only function here. God still is love, and this is not his will. Anything that upsets you in the next 24 hours, I want you to think those words. God still is love, and this is not his will. I'm applying that right now to something in my life. God is love, and this is not his love. This is not his will. Salvation is my only function here. And that's it. All right, guys, we are going... I'm going to read one more thing. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. Just so you know, the word salvation has religious connotations to unravel religious erroneous beliefs. But if you think about that, forgiveness and salvation are the same. So you could say, forgiveness is my only function here. Salvation is my only function here. So there it is. So keep that in mind, you know, what that really is. All right, when I come back, I am going to channel the Arcturians right after this message. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Do you ever wish you could look into the next chapter in your book of life and see what's coming next? What does the universe have in store for you? I can help you with that. I will give you a Celtic cross reading, which is 10 cards, or you can ask me 3 questions, and I use 3 cards per question. So that's 9 cards, or I can channel your higher guidance, or maybe God directly for you. Maybe you want to talk to your dear departed Aunt Edna, because maybe you have a few questions and she was the smartest person you knew. If your deceased relatives are available or your ascended masters, I can channel them for you personally. Let me have 1 hour to show you the future in your next chapter of your book of life. Readings are $75, and it takes me an hour to an hour and a half to complete. And for this price, you will also be hooked up to the healing grid around the planet for free, which means yours truly, me, I will be giving you Reiki 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life. All you have to do is let me know. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, and we will explore your future together. All right, guys, I am here with the Arcturian Council. I am a telepathic indirect channel. Other people who channel the Arcturian Council, such as Daniel Scranton, he allows them to take over his body, and they have to adjust his voice and go through a series of sounds in order to adjust and be connected to his body, or instrument, as channelers call it. But I am a telepathic channel, so I am consciously aware for the most part. Sometimes I go into a trance so deep that I don't remember the next day what was said. I have to listen to it myself, like you guys do. Sometimes I don't remember, and I'm interested, so I want to know what they said. But for the most part, I am aware, and if they're trying to say something that I feel like is pulled out of my subconscious mind, I will use muscle testing or kinesiology in order to make sure that that's what they meant. Or if I'm getting in my own way and saying something instead of them telling me, then I'll make sure. I always make double sure. And so during the course of this, I will sometimes use a muscle testing, and also I try to emit a frequency that will help you get downloads and upgrades and all of that good stuff. I also use, I don't want to say light language, but it's light movements and motions. So sometimes I am moving my hand. So if it sounds like I'm moving around, it's because I'm also giving you guys energy through a different method. So I do my best to give you 2 or 3 different energies and vibrations at once, but it's all channeled out of me from the 9th dimensional beings that are known as the Arcturians or the Arcturians. They are from the 9th dimension. They're very, very tall. They're blue. They live in a state of meditativeness most of the time. Their people live in harmony. They will wear if they appear to you in a dream or something, you'll know them because they usually wear a crystal, like a gold band around their head, and a crystal that lays over their third eye. That always keeps them on track and in alignment with the cosmic center and the prime creator. They are like our big brothers and sisters. They are of the light. They are peaceful. And their aim is always harmony and teaching. And they have been with us, guiding us through our ascension to the 5th dimension that we are all collectively going through as humanity. So we're going to start. I'm getting adjusted and comfortable here. I'm in my living room where my light actually works. You can hear my dryer in the background, maybe my coffee pot. I just put some water in there, so I'm at home in my living room. You could tell from the sounds. All right. Am I connected to the Arcturians? Muscle testing says yes. Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak, Arcturian Council. What do you wish to speak of with us today? You may begin transmission. Greetings, dear ones. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are delighted, as always, to connect with you today. We wish for you to understand that we are always of the light, and we always wish to transmit our energies and our vibrations and our words with the highest form of love possible and imaginable, and possibly even more than is imaginable. Today we wish to speak on some of the lower frequencies and vibrations that of late have come to pass through your world. These are emitted through the portal that is your sun, and it might seem confusing to you at first when you realize that these energies were sent but with love. But why would they be of a lower nature or vibration? And this is why. Many of you are harboring, secreting away these feelings that you have kept in density in your bodies. And what happens is when you are trying to go up towards the light, you might feel a drag on your system, and sometimes you will become sick or you will become unwell in other ways, such as having a spiritual malaise or physical tiredness, or sometimes you will be very, I'm not hearing this word. Are you guys saying wet? No, it's something that sounds like wet. You'll be very wet. You'll be very wet. You'll be very, are you saying rent? No. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, can we say this in a different way? Yes, very well. We will continue with a different form. You secret away these emotions and these feelings, and you don't like them because they are unpleasant. They don't feel good for you. And what happens is when you harbor these emotions and you try to raise your vibration up, you will meet with, well, what is called resistance. And when you have the resistance, it is because you are not looking at something on purpose. Maybe these things, feelings, thoughts, ideas, patterns from the past, things that no longer serve you, you have put to the wayside, but you have not dealt with them in a way in which you have healed them within you. You have not achieved closure, if you will. What we are trying to say is that the transmissions from the sun that have reached humanity in the past week or two, you have noticed that you have been feeling down, sad, upset, physically tired, emotionally distressed or distraught, even if there wasn't an outward form that would have caused this. Yet there is an effect. If it's not coming from without, it must be therefore coming from within you. And we wish to address this. You need to look at what causes this. Ask, what is the root cause of this feeling right now? If you do not get an answer, keep asking. Keep asking. Say it again. What causes this? Where does this come from? And then you have to make sure by saying, does this belong to me? Sometimes you will harbor ill feelings of another person. You might feel a righteous indignation of another and take it in as if it is your own, and then you forget about it. You squirrel it away like nuts in winter for the winter time. And what happens when you do this is the form in the beginning is Basically, it is in that spiritual fluid that is all around you, yet you cannot see it, and you take it into your body, and then it becomes dense until it becomes dense matter, and it is in your subconscious mind, and you need to clear out all of the patterns, all of the emotions, all of the negativity in your subconscious mind. And when you do this thing, you will be lighter because you are less dense, and you are expulsing, expulsion It is an expulsion of the energy outside of your body. And as the expulsion occurs outside of your body, you are able to push it away into the ethers, where it shall be healed by the angels or your higher spirits, your higher guidance, your higher self, or by your word. It is made so. I choose now to clear my body, you might say. I choose now to clear my emotional body, you might say. I choose now to clear my mental body, you might say. And as you say these words, by your word it is made so, when you couple that with belief that it is truly gone from your body, you need to allow these things to release, especially if they did not belong to you any longer. It does not serve anybody for you to take their emotions away from them, for you to soothe over their ruffled feathers, so to speak, and take on their emotions and put them in your body. You can get more denser diseases in this way. This is why people get emphysema. This is why people get cancer. Have you ever heard of somebody having lung cancer when they've never smoked a day in their life? It is because they have taken somebody else's energy that was very sad. They've taken on someone's grief and put it in their body, and guess where it stays? In the lungs. And then it creates a situation in which disease forms, because they have forgotten about the emotion, but they still feel it. Do not accept negativity or negative emotions, even if it's from someone you love dearly. The best thing you can do for the people that you love is allow them to feel the feelings that they came here to feel. It is good for you to feel your own energy, your own emotions, have your own experiences, and allow others to have theirs. To be a rescuer is to rescue somebody from their current emotions or their karma, but it's also to rescue them from their lessons, and in very much, in a way, you are ripping them off. You are robbing them of the richness of the experience of having been in your world at this time. This is a great disservice that you do for other people when you take away their experiences by pulling that energy out of their body and putting it into yours. When you hug somebody, you can ask God to release their energy from them. Do not ask to take it on for you. Many of you empaths have been doing that very thing. Sometimes the person will ask for their load to be lightened, and the nearest empaths around will automatically take that on. This is a different thing. What we're talking about is when you invasively, energetically pull their emotions and put it in your body to make them feel better. We are asking you now that if you want to help people, you help them work it out on their own. You help them come to their own conclusions and give them exercises to release the energy on their own. Or you ask God to help. You ask the angels to help. You ask the higher guidance to take the energy and dissipate it. When you dissipate it, then nobody gets it in their body, you see, and therefore diseases from negative emotions cannot occur. We are bringing up the energy coming back to this. We're bringing up the energy that has come through the portal, that it's, maybe you can think of it as a filter, and it's filtering out and shaking you up so that what will fall out, if you were going to be sitting on a big sieve and this is being shaken about, what will fall out and sift through those holes are these remnants of these emotions from others that you've taken on. Your density needs to be less dense. Your physical bodies are changing, and they're changing rapidly. And if you allow the denseness to occur, you're going to create resistance and drag, and you're going to keep yourself down in dimension, down in emotion, down in physical vibration. And you are needing at this time to raise every part of yourself up, mentally, emotionally, physical, and spiritually. We wish for you to understand this on a deeper level at this time. It is very, very important. We do see the great strides that you have been making, and we wish for you to accept when you feel sad, own that in the moment. Accept when you feel depressed or frustrated, own it in the moment, but then let it go. Take a deep breath. Expulse it from your body. When you breathe in, imagine you are taking the formless substance into your body, and it is healing, beautiful, silvery light energy. It is this silvery liquid light that will come through your body and bathe all of your cells with the highest vibration and energy of the one will, of the divine, of the prime creator. Whatever word you wish to say that makes you feel the most comfortable with this concept, this is what you need to do. Always keep yourself connected to your spiritual guides, your higher guidance, whatever you call it, whatever your word for it is. We wish for you to understand at this time that there are thousands of people surrounding you at any given moment that are ready to act in a way that will help you raise your vibration. It will help you heal your emotions. You can ask Archangel Michael to also help you, as always. We wish you to always know every single moment that the spiritual guidance around you are here for your benefit. It benefits everybody in the universe for you to raise up, for you to vibrate higher, for you to be anchored into the fifth dimension. You are currently 95% anchored into the fifth dimension where you need to be. Did you know that? Look at how far you've come. Just a few short years ago, you didn't even know that this was what was happening to humanity. And oh boy, look at you now. They said, whoo boy, look at you now. We are absolutely thrilled and excited to see where you have come and to see where you are going. Once you are fully anchored into the fifth dimension, you will no longer suffer from the problems of the Schumann Resonance fluctuation. Indeed, it will be more stabilized at a much higher rate. You will also be able to roll with the punches more. You will not feel the negative emotions as deeply as you did before. You will not feel it as densely or as entrenched in your bodies as you did before. That's what this energy is preparing you to do, is just to take all of it out. Think of it as if it's kind of like dental floss. You use dental floss to knock out bits and particles and pieces from your teeth. Well, this energy is like physical floss, to floss your whole body and take out the bits and pieces and negative junk that you don't need anymore. It cannot create disease if it doesn't exist. It is shaking it all loose right now from your emotional body, mental body, physical body, and yes, your spiritual astral body. We do foresee a time in which you will all have abilities beyond your wildest imaginations and dreams coming online at this moment. We are aware that you have recently finished a class on the chakras, and we want to address what will happen at the 11th and 12th chakra level. You know that at the 11th chakra level, you begin to have love and compassion for all things, all creatures, all beings. And as that expands and as that wheel starts to turn at the same rate as all the other wheels, your other chakras, you will start to have love and compassion as well as for beings on other planets from other dimensions, parallel universes, and the like. And once you have the love and the compassion in place for the off-worlders, as some of you put it, you're going to understand that we're all very much alike. And the more you anchor into the fifth dimension, because now you're connected to all life forms, you will get more anchored with that into the fifth dimension. And when that happens, you will start to be able to see what you did not see prior to engaging in this process of opening up all of your chakras, especially your extra bodily chakras, the ones that are outside of your physical or your physicality. We wish for you to be aware and focus on the light that you see inside of your mind, inside of your head, if you will, when your eyes are closed and you are meditating and concentrating. If you do not yet see the light, please focus on this until you do. You may use a cheat, such as sitting in a darkened room with a candle before you, or you may even sit outside facing towards the sun. We prefer you do this in the evening time or in the morning time when the sun is low on the horizon. Do not stare directly into the sun at all. You don't wish to hurt your physical eyes, but we want you to notice the brightness of the light and keep your eyes closed, and then you're starting to see this inside of your head. This is your crown chakra, and once this goes up, your vibration goes up and you see the light, you will get so good that when you're in the absolute darkness, you will still see the same light when you close your eyes and meditate, and you turn your eyes inward towards your third pineal eye, your third eye or your pineal gland. We wish you to then further take your energy up to the 8th chakra and the 9th chakra and the 10th chakra. We want you to start becoming aware of the presence, the energy and spirits available to you, connecting you with the planets and the stars of all of the universes at once. That is your galactic chakra. And when you become aware of the voice of God, that is the 10th chakra. You are going to start, and the 9th is the galactic. I'm just, Elena saying that. So they're saying, yes, of course, we want you to understand this more clear. We want you to understand that when you connect with the energies from outside of yourself, this is another way to shake loose the petty problems of your personal life, especially as it pertains and is in regards to your past and to others whose energy you have taken. Because when you start to realize that you are part of now a galactic family, you're part of a galactic energy, you always were a part of it, but you did not know. It is just like a fish who swims in water and doesn't understand that water exists. If a bigger, smarter fish came and said, hey, you live in water, the ignorant fish is going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense. I've been alive my whole life and I've never felt the water on my skin. It doesn't make any sense. There is no water on my scales. And they'll say, yes, but you're breathing the water. And the ignorant fish will say, but I don't understand. I'm just breathing what is normal. That concept of oxygen was very bizarre and strange and otherworldly when it was first introduced in your world. We get a kick out of going back in your earthly time and watching some of these things that have occurred. The inventions that have taken place on your planet that became huge events, such as your first airplane. And when people started to fly around in airplanes, how strange that was for humanity. Well, we are here to introduce you to other strange concepts. And one of them is that you are connected to everything and everyone, not only on your planet, but in other galaxies and other universes. Did you know that the liquid, the substance you've been speaking of, you've been thinking about and become aware of recently, it's connecting you to everything and everyone. Now, you're not going to be aware of everybody's mind and you're not going to hear everybody's thoughts, but you will be able to connect with those who are of a like vibration. This is also imperative that you keep your vibration up, and this is why. Keep your vibration up as high as humanly possible, as high as divinely possible, because this is how you're going to connect with the likes of us and with other teachers and masters and spiritual beings that have only your own spiritual growth and progress at heart. We are the ones that care for you and wish for you to raise up and join us. And then in turn, you can help others by reaching down for them and pulling them up. We want everybody to achieve a harmonious and extremely high vibration so that you can experience a whole new world and existence. We cannot describe what you are in for, but we can only tell you that it will be glorious for you. It is going to feel so victorious that you did the work and you were rewarded for your efforts. The portal of the sun in the coming week and following weeks will no longer be sending you the melancholia, will no longer be sending you that energy that created negativity in you. You will be getting bathed in golden white light, followed by pink, a very pale, calming, loving, mother energy pink light, followed by green light is coming. It is a pale, healing energy of the high heart chakra, followed by, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what word that is, followed by a pure vibratory rainbow energy, rainbow light. Do not be surprised or shocked if you start to see a lot of rainbows in the sky in about 8 to 10 days, maybe 12 days. The energies will only come in order, and they will come in as they are needed and as they are accepted by the collective whole. Sometimes it takes a little longer for certain energies to be absorbed. The mother light, when that comes, you're going to feel surrounded by loving warmth energy. and it will make you feel bubbly and giggly inside. You will feel like laughing out loud with sheer joy, like you would hear from a small child who has discovered a new toy. We wish you to understand that we are always standing by your side. We are standing by your side every day. We care a great deal about you, and we give you all of our attention and our love, our high vibrations, and we send you energy that we beam through crystals that we keep on our ships. We are sending this energy deep, deep, deep into the earth. We are sending it throughout your atmosphere to permeate your atmosphere with the highest quality of love. We are sending you as much energy, love, and light as possible. We wish for you to heal yourselves, but we are giving you of our energy so that you can avail yourself of the highest vibration surrounding you at all possible times. We want for you to be happy. True happiness is achieved when you have taken all the layers of your being and you've shaken them out like you shake crumbs off of a blanket. Imagine if you are eating popcorn and at the end and the popcorn is spilled and you shake it onto the floor before you sweep it up and you throw it away. That's the energy, the idea they're giving me. If you could do this with the layers that your body is made from, imagine you start at the toes and you just ask, is there anything that doesn't belong there? And you work your way up, your feet, your ankles, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your lower stomach, your spinal area, all of your internal organs. Just keep asking. Be aware of any discomfort you have in your body and ask it, what do you want? Why are you there? What can I do to help you ease this discomfort? Allow the emotion or the trapped energy to speak with you. What do you need? What color can I send to you? Beam colors into your body and hold your hand over the area and imagine the radiant light of, say, the energy cobalt blue or turquoise green or maybe chartreuse yellow. We don't know what energy will be needed at any given time. So be prepared for anything. You might have to beam maroon into your big toe. You might have to beam the color lime green into your right ear. And on it goes until you have cleared your whole body. Meditate often, breathe deeply, take in oxygen and healthy food. Get your rest and your sleep. Try to sleep at appropriate hours. If it's not possible, at least allow your body to be comfortable. Wear bedclothes at night, even if you're still awake and up. It will help to calm the energy of your body, and it gives it a message and a signal that you are ready to relax and release and let go. When you wake up in the morning, we encourage you to dress in your day clothes right away to start your day and bring in the energy of the day. Bring in the light of the day into your home. Open your curtains, open your windows, bring in the energy of the air. If that is your only interaction with nature, we want you to make sure that you connect with it. Go outside, feel the breeze on your face. Touch the trees, smell the flowers, connect with nature. That is healing, and it's a higher vibration. We have been sending a lot of high vibrations into all of your plant life and your animal life as well. we see the problems that are surrounding your world. Please don't believe that we are unaware of what is happening with the fires, with the violence, with the seemingly bouts of injustice that are coming from the higher, or you're saying offices, the higher offices? I think what they mean are like presidents and kings and queens and prime ministers and the like. They're saying yes, and also CEOs of corporations. They're saying high-priced lawyers? No, what are you saying? High-rise lawyers? The people that they see are on high in the tops of buildings in places like New York City and Los Angeles. That's what they're showing me, like the people that are the high-powered, people that wear suits. He says, they're saying that we notice that they have different clothing, and they use their status and their money, their wealth and their clothing to look down their noses at other people. They look at people as if they are better, and yet they are so asleep. Many of these people, we see how asleep they are. So do not ever feel the pangs of jealousy when you think about those people that have more than you, because if you are awake and aware, you have more than them. Pretty soon, the spirituality will be the great leveling, the great playing field. And it is the great leveler, because in the new world, once you're fully anchored in, the ones that have the grip on the actual reality versus the old paradigm of fake reality, the false matrix, the matrix reality, or the false identity, the false ego identity, those people are going to need your help. You who are listening to this will become the leaders of tomorrow in helping the people in your communities, in your cities, in your countries. Once you have the information for yourself, and as your chakras start to open up and your mind becomes expanded and your spirituality grows to a mature level, you are going to understand things in a much different way. And those around you who are still asleep, the ones that are driving around in the fancy cars, wearing the fancy watches with the expensive haircuts, you know who we're talking about. And some of you are more aware of these people than others. We are going to say that they will be humbled before what they are opening up to. And they're going to feel lost. So please turn not a blind eye to these people, but turn a compassionate heart to them. Because when they awaken to who they truly are, they will repent for what they have done. If they have walked on a path that was much darker than most, they will be willing to give up every penny for understanding what is happening to them. They will have fear, and it is your job as an awakening one, an awakened one right now, to give them love and compassion and information. A lot of this stuff is not written in books. A lot of it is going to become intuitive for you, even more knowledge than what we have given you, even more knowledge than what you are seeking out for yourselves on your own. Your intuition is going to grow, and as your mouthpiece of God, your ninth chakra is opening up, what is going to be happening is you are, is it the 9th or the 10th? Is it the 10th? It's the 9th. Yeah, they're saying the 9th. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. The 10th was a galactic chakra, right? Okay, so as your 9th chakra opens up and you start to talk to God, you will no longer be afraid, and you will shake from you all the ideas of the religions that say you must be afraid of an angry God. None of this is true. That's all old world. That's all 3D world. We wish for you to understand. We stand by you with compassionate hearts of our own, and we all collectively are here beaming the love and the light to you, and that is going to make you glow and radiate with your own divine light. And in time, all of the unawakened asleep ones are going to awaken. And when this day comes, you will be turning to them with your own love and compassion and beaming them with love and light and the high vibration of the anchored in fifth dimension. Your smile will radiate so much information and light at them that they will have a mini awakening, a miniature awakening every time. That is why there are pockets of people all over the planet right now that are awake, they are ascending, and they are doing this so consciously. For when the unawakened ones awaken from their slumber, you will be there to hold their hand and to guide them, show them love and compassion, and learn to forgive them for all the things that bothered you about them before. Because when you're asleep, you don't understand what you're doing many times, correct? You don't know if you're snoring or you're kicking your partner. You don't know what's happening. Well, the same thing with these people. We're asking for you to have complete love, compassion, the energy of forgiveness, and just look upon them as if they're spiritual babies, and all babies need to be held and coddled and loved, and they have to be taught right from wrong, right, little babies? But it's going to be in a different way, and we're trying to explain to you that you're needing to embrace people, even if it's at a distance. Embrace them with your love and your energy of compassion, of your higher heart. That vibration of love that's in your heart, that is a love so pure that it goes beyond human understanding. That is what you need to tap into. We don't wish for you to be stuck in the ideas of only romantic love or motherly love or smotherly love. We don't want you to be in the olden days idea of the knight in shining armor coming to the rescue. We want you to embolden others to rescue themselves as you are rescuing yourself in this moment. We are using words that we are plucking from the subconscious mind of the being Elena that is channeling this telepathically for you. So we want you to understand. We feel that some of you are now going to judge the message because some of the words were used in the first part of the show. We were with her during the first part of the show. So we want you to understand that this is how we operate sometimes. We will take phrases and ideas from the subconscious mind of the person we are channeling and telepathing through. Please understand that our message is real and it is true, and if it rings true in your heart and it opens you up in an expansive way, then we wish for you to take in the message because it is meant for you. If you relate to this message, it was meant for you. Oh, but we are filled with joy, with such peace and happiness when we watch how fast and rapidly you are growing, and we are shocked at how much you have been able to achieve in such a relatively short period of time. We know that many of you are seeing a new sheen to your skin as you become crystalline beings. You are energetically moving into your perfect crystalline body that has always existed. And as you do that, your skin is going to glow with what will look like a shimmery rainbow light. This is so very exciting, and we are thrilled to see how you are changing. We see it in your aura first, of course, and we see the future, so we understand where you're going. But you are going to start to notice this in other people. You might even wonder where they got such fabulous makeup. So maybe there's a body powder that makes you have a rainbow sheen or a hue that makes you feel and look like you're glowing from within. Maybe there is a makeup like this on your world, but as you start to notice this in others, you're going to realize that it's not that everyone is using makeup, because nobody is. For the most part, no one will be using this. You're going to look at your own skin and wonder, wait, is there makeup on me? There isn't. Your bodies are changing rapidly. And you're going to notice that there's a shine to your skin that wasn't there before. And then there's a shimmery light that's miniature rainbows throughout. You're going to understand that this is because you truly are changing. You are physically changing as well as spiritually changing. You are mentally becoming more mature. We are so proud of you. We are so happy to help you in this process and to join with the thousands of others from many other dimensions and planets. You don't have any clue how many millions of beings are sending you love and light right now. And we are all trying to help you. We are so excited that we can help in the small ways that we do. We are so excited to watch you grow and learn, and how excited some of you are. Most of you are so excited by these changes. You can't wait to wake up tomorrow and see what's next. We assure you, my friends, what is next is beyond your current level of understanding, and yet when it occurs, you are going to be so delighted. And we are delighted for you. We wish to go now and allow you to soak up the information and contemplate our words for this evening. And we love each and every one of you as if you were from our own family or our own neighborhood. We love you so much. We hope that we can transmit the level of love that we feel for you. And on your loneliest days, on your melancholiest of moments, we wish for you to try to tap into our love for you, so that you may raise your vibration and more easily release that which you must in order to raise up to meet us in energetic love. We wish to always bring you peace. We are grateful to be a part of your process. We pray for your rapid ascension, and we are grateful for your listening to us right now. We are the Arcturian Council, and it has been a pleasure to serve you through this one called Elena. Thank you for your time, your patience, and your attention in these moments. We will return when we are ready to transmit a new message for your ascension bliss. Thank you for listening. We bid you adieu. All right, guys. Are you guys done? Yeah, they said they're done. All right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this message from the Arcturian Council of Light. They are such beautiful, calming energy. They have such a beauty to them, energetically speaking, that I hope that came across. I was able to do some of the light movements. I hope that you felt the energy of that as well. And whenever and wherever you are on the planet when you hear this message, it will bring to you new levels of awareness every time you listen to it. So if this one was particularly strong for you, you might have to hear it a couple times, but it's all good. It's all gonna help you on every level. And I'm glad what they said about that energy, the melancholy energy. I'm like, what? Like, seriously, you gotta do us like that? Like, we were all feeling so happy, and then all of a sudden, what? He's trying to trip us up. But yeah, that makes so much more sense now, doesn't it? And I do still feel like once in a great while I'll feel energy from the past, and it's like, and things that used to really super disturb me, I think about it now and I go, that happened, and it doesn't affect me any longer. I hope you guys are going through that too, where you're just like not any longer harboring resentment or anger or fear about something that happened in the past, because it is the past. It's over. And if you let it go, you let it go. And now is the time to own our own stuff and send back all this stuff to other people. I have noticed that, and I have heard a couple teachers talk about that as well. Like, this is the time to just send it back, baby. Send that energy back to the person who gave it to you in the first place. And if they cannot actually handle it, then just send it to the ethers to be healed. Archangel Michael can cut out anything in your aura, your chakras, your body, any attachments or energy just doesn't belong there, especially stuff that doesn't belong to you. Stuff that you took on thinking it was your responsibility falsely, or, instead of taking it in and releasing it, or taking it out of the person's body and releasing it, you took it inside your body and kept it. It's time to get rid of the emotional, mental, spiritual clutter and the physical clutter. Do some detoxing. I've been doing the keto diet. I'm in ketosis right now, and I feel my body detoxing. Just every day, my body shrinks a little bit because you have toxins in your cells, and then you have fat in your cells. And when you detox and your body gets rid of the toxins, the fat automatically goes too. And then if you do it from the other angle and you are eating to delete fat out of your body, what happens is the toxins automatically go out of your body as well. So it's kind of neat how that works. If you have body wraps in your area, I highly recommend going to get detoxification body wraps, because as the toxins are drawn out magnetically into the wrap itself, the fat follows, and you do lose permanent inches. It's pretty cool. I used to do body wraps for a living. I was thinking today how cool it would be if I could go find someone to do it, and nobody here does it. There's like 20 spas in the city, and they all do a massage. That's all they do. And I'm like, no. We need body wraps. So I do hope that I can someday open up a spa or a salon here, maybe like a retreat. and I want to do body wraps for people because it helps arthritis. It helps a lot of things. But as you are clearing out your spiritual and emotional and mental bodies, don't neglect the physical. Try to do something good for yourself. Intermittent fasting helps with detoxification. And wheatgrass, just get some high quality wheatgrass powder, stir it up. It tastes a little bit just like green, has like a green scent to it, but it tastes almost like water. I mean, it's not a very strong taste, but it will detox you really rapidly. And spirulina, for sure. If you don't like the flavor of spirulina, because it tastes like algae, mix it with chocolate, cocoa powder with no sugar in it, just plain, pure, organic cocoa powder, and that will detox you super fast. And with the antioxidants of the chocolate, that helps as well. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that, guys. I love each and every one of you. If you have any questions or comments about the show, if you have any ideas for upcoming shows, anything you want to hear, please send me a message at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com or go to Metaphysical Soul Speak, the group on Facebook. Tell your family and friends that might be interested. Anyone you know of who is freshly awakening, you might want to steer their minds to the show so that they can start to learn for themselves as well. And well, there you have it. I'll be back tomorrow with all new, original, and unique programming. Like always, I don't even know what the topic will be tomorrow. Sometimes Divine tells me in advance, and sometimes an hour before I record. So, I don't know. I might ask when I go to bed, then I can prepare for it for tomorrow. But it's always fresh and new to me, honestly. I don't even know from day to day what I'll be doing. Except I know that on Saturdays, we're going to be reading the book that I have planned. It's a brand new one coming this week about telepathy and clairvoyance. And it was written like 110 years ago, something like that. And every Monday from now on, for the next probably month or two, we're going to be reading from the Spirits book on a wide variety of topics, scientific and spiritual and metaphysical. So that's the only thing I know that I'm going to be doing for sure. But if you have any ideas for upcoming shows, I would love to hear it. Oh, and please, by the way, we're going to have Metaphysical Ghost Speak. Don't forget to send in your stories of ghostly happenings, hauntings, weird or eerie things that maybe didn't happen to you. Maybe it happened to your neighbor, your friends, or your family. Send in the stories. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to compile a whole episode of ghost stories for your listening enjoyment and entertainment on Halloween, which is October 31st, or All Hallows Eve, some of you call it. So please send in your ghost stories so we can get going on that. And I'm going to start a little early. Please forgive me. I know it's still September, but in December, I would like to have at least one episode about Santa Claus stories, miracles that happen to you or your family at Christmas time, especially as it pertains to Santa Claus, because I also want to do an episode on Santa Claus. Maybe if I get enough stories, I will do several, maybe in my introductions on Santa. So I've seen Santa Claus, I've seen his spirit. I can't wait to tell you guys about that in December, but I want you to show me mine and I'll show you yours. No, that's not right. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Okay, that's it. Hey, Yoka, got you again. in a dyslexic way, so it's always fun when it comes out like that. Anyway, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being with me on this ascension journey together. Remember to laugh at yourselves and just take it all with a grain of salt. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.